Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. And today I received my SGC submission back. These were the ones that I sent about a week and a half ago. They took a little, I'd say about a week to get here. So anyway, I got them a couple days ago. So I've already looked at the grades on these online. I went ahead and looked at them. And basically, it's about what I figured. There was a couple cards that I really was kind of disappointed in, but there was some good ones also. So we'll go ahead and start looking at them. I've already taken them out of the box and everything because I don't want to spend the time cutting the box and opening up and all that stuff. I want to go straight to the cards. So like I said before, when I turned these in, a lot of these are going to be my, these are all PC cards. All of these here, I've had them in boxes when I pulled them from packs, and you know, basically they're cards that I wanted to have so I can be able to display these a little bit better. So this is the Mark McGwire Pro Vision card, and I was hoping to get, you know, somewhere around a 9 or something like that on this, and I got an 8 on it. So it's a beautiful card. I love it in the tux, and you know, I'm a fan of McGwire. I think what happened here was the back, probably here, was a little bit rough cut on the bottom. I think that's probably what caused it, because the centering is really nice on that card. So, but you know, these are going to be PC cards. Basically, you know, I pulled these from packs, so the cost on this is pretty much nothing for me, but those are for my collection. And as you know, I collect Frank Thomas, and I collect Ken Griffey and Canseco, and I got a bunch of McGwires too. So those are kind of my guys that I watched a lot during the days there, that era. And this is one of the, this is the 92 post Frank Thomas. So I got some of the oddball cards graded because you know, again, these are nice to display, especially some other cards that you don't normally see. Not, you know, this is a 92, so this is a second year Frank Thomas. 8.5, that's a good grade for this card. It's really tough to get it with the red and the blue borders there. But it's a nice card of Frank Thomas, and it's something you don't see too much. And you know, again, this is just want to get some oddball stuff graded. They're gonna sit around here. I'm gonna display them eventually. And this is another Frank Thomas. This is a Jimmy Dean sausage, and this is a second year Frank Thomas. These are all oddball stuff that Rick, vintage oddball cards, likes to collect. And a 6 on the Jimmy Dean. I thought I'd do better on this, but you know, that's okay. Again, I pulled this card out of somewhere. I got it somewhere a very long time ago. It was off-centered. I knew it was off-centered, but I still wanted to send it in. You know, these are probably not even worth grading, but again, they're for my PC, so I'm good with it. And there's another one, the Frank Thomas. This is the rookie card, and I think I've got all the other ones graded. I think this one I didn't get graded. So this is the rookie card. This is the, I got a 9, 90 score traded. So I'm good with that. That's a nice grade for that. So a 9, that is worth grading for the rookie cards, score traded. So that's a nice one there. And this is for my Griffey PC now. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of set these apart, move them along as I go along. This is for my Griffey PC, and this is the post-serial Griffey. This is it's got the 89 stats, so it's the second year. And you see the corners aren't great. I didn't expect to get a good grade, but I just wanted to get it graded to display some odd Griffey card. That's a 5, yeah, that's a little disappointing. I thought I'd get at least a 6 or so on that, 6 or 7. I was hoping for a 7 on that actually. But it's a nice Griffey. It's a beautiful card. You know, it looks really, really nice in the tux. And that's what I wanted to see. So I'll put a nice display up there. My Griffey. Here's another one of the Griffies. These are all PC cards, guys. These I won't be selling anytime soon. And this is also a second year Griffey, and this is the Jumbo California Sunflower Seeds. Just some oddball stuff I wanted to get graded. I had them in the boxes there. And this gets a 6. Yeah, I thought this would be at least a 7 or or maybe an 8, but a 6 is okay. It's a nice card, and it really looks beautiful in the tux, though. I like it. So that's the, it's the 1990 Jumbo Sunflower Seeds. Probably a low pop on this, especially in the 6, but it's, you know, that's gonna stay in my PC. These are all cards I want to keep. And my Conseicos, this is the O-Pee-Chee Conseco. I have the 87. 87 is my favorite set. So I have the top set, the O-Pee-Chee set, and the Tiffany set. And I'm going to show you the Tiffany sets coming up right now that I graded. And this is the, I did grade the bonds from this, and the bonds got an 8. And you see how it says it in French. So the Conseco gets a 6. That's not that great. But, you know, it's a Conseco card. I knew it was off-centered. You can see it's off-centered top to bottom. It was probably one not to send, but I wanted to send it because this is great to display the tops, the O-Pee-Chee, and the Tiffany, which is coming up right now. So this, remember I opened up my Tiffany set, and I graded at 4 of the cards from that set. And I'll probably be grading a few more. And this Conseco, I remember it was off-centered. So look at the difference here. I'm just a big Conseco fan. As you can see, he came from Miami Athletic Conference, first team. It's a high schooler. And you know, you can see the difference with the backs from the O-Pee-Chee. And the numbers are different. And the regular has a dark back. This has a very white back. So the Conseco gets an 8.5. Okay. So I was hoping for 9s on these, but I knew this was way off center, top to bottom, as you can see. When I opened the set of O-Pee-Chees, half of the set was off-centered and half the set was perfectly centered. So this McGuire, I know was one of the centered ones. So that's his 87 McGuire, a 10, yeah. Now this is what I was looking for. A beautiful Topps Tiffany McGuire in a 10. Very nice. A couple of these and that pays for the submission here. So it's a beautiful Tiffany McGuire. So you see how centered that is? This came right out of the box. Right out of the box. So we're going to set this guy right here. That's one of the big guys here. That's a couple $100 at least. $200-300. So that's a nice one. And here's, let me get the rest of the Tiffany's here. Okay, so these are the other 2 Tiffany cards that I have here. So I got the Conseco, and this is the bonds. The bonds again, unfortunately, was off-centered. So I didn't expect much on this. I was hoping a 9, but I didn't have much hope on this one, and it gets an 8. Yeah, this was one of the most off-centered ones, top to bottom. You see how that's off-centered, top to bottom? It's still a Bonds, and it's still a Bonds Tiffany card. So I'm gonna keep it. It's part of the set that I got. And I'll look into that set, because if I can get some more good ones out of there. But that's a nice Bonds. And then the last one that I graded was the Jackson, the Bo Jackson. And this is the rookie card of Bo Jackson. And I know this one was definitely centered. And yes, I got a 10 on that. So that's a beautiful card right there. That's the big one so far. The 1987 Topps Tiffany Bo Jackson in the 10. The Tiffany version. Nice. Now that's a beauty. So these 2 pretty much will cover the submission. 2 nice Topps Tiffany 10s. All right. So let's move on. So here, I'll put these up here so you can watch this. These are from 19, let's see here. This is the Hank Aaron #1. So this is the #1 card. And I'm trying to grade all the #1 cards for my sets because they're tougher to to keep in good shape because the first card in the set. So let's see what the Hank Aaron gets. A 6. I was hoping for a 7 or an 8 on this. It was nicely centered. And that's the 1976 Topps Hank Aaron. But a 6 is a good grade. I'll take it. It's going to just be part of my set. So I'm good with that. So the next one is, now we're going to get into the 75s. Now this is still 76. And this is the Nolan Ryan from this same set. And Nolan Ryan gets an 8. Yes, that's a nice one. That's a beautiful Nolan Ryan. So that's a 76 Ryan and an 8. There we go. I knew this was off-centered, left to right. I really thought it was going to be more like a 7, but I'll take the 8. So what happened, most of mine, I was like a 1 off on most of my predictions, up or down. But there were a couple that I was very disappointed, and we'll get to those in a little bit. So now we're going to get to the 75. So these are the two 76s that I had graded. And this is the 75s. So this is number 1 card of the 75, which is the Hank Aaron sets a new all-time home run mark. And the 75s are really, really tough to get graded because of the border, but we'll see the 6. Okay. For the number 1 card, it's good. It was off-centered, and a lot of these are going to be off-centered. You can see off-center left to right. And that's probably why I got the 6. These were pretty good. The borders look really sharp on most of these 75s that I had, but they were off-centered. So that's probably why I got the 6. But it's a beautiful Hank Aaron card. That's where he set the home run mark, and look at the background there. He's posing by the stadium there. It's the highlights, the number 1 card. So this is the number 1 card in the 75, and this is the number 1 card in the 76. So it'd be nice to display those. Now the rest of my 75s. Let's see. I sent in some of the stars and the rookie ones that I had left that I had not sent earlier. So this is the Reggie Jackson. And again, I expected somewhere around 7s on these because there's tough to get anything better than that. So Reggie gets a 6. This one was a little bit better centered than the other ones. As you can see, I'm trying to avoid some of that glare I got there. This was a little bit better centered, and it really, really looked like a nice card. A little bit there. These were kind of clean overall, but the 75 Reggie Jackson gets a 6. And now comes the 75 Nolan Ryan. And this one I remember was off-centered. You can see it's off-centered in the back also. So we'll see what the Nolan Ryan gets. And that gets a 6 also. So that's not bad. I didn't expect that much because this one I did expect a 6 because it is way off-centered. But it does have nice corners. And it is a Nolan Ryan. So Nolan Ryan 75 Nolan Ryan card is real tough to find. And these all came from my collection. So basically I pulled all these out of packs back in 1975. So basically, they didn't really cost me much other than what the pack was. And I'll look through my 75s to see what else I got to grade there. And then I graded the rest, all the rookies that I had in there. And this is the Keith Hernandez Phil Garner rookie. And this is a high number 1. And whoa, 9. This is the big one. A 9. That's a big card right there. You don't get 9s on 75s. So this one pays for the whole submission right there. And I think I have another one of these Keith Hernandez rookie cards. They're not that expensive. They're like $10 cards. But in a 9, it's more like a $600 card, I think. There's very few 9s in a 75 Topps. Now he's not a Hall of Famer. Will he be? Maybe. But that card is gorgeous. Look at that. Beautifully centered. Nice sharp corners. It's definitely a 9. Wow. Real tough to get a 9 on a 75 card. That's the winner. Put that one out there. So these 3 pretty much cover the submission already. Okay, let's get to the other 75s, and this is the Fred Lynn rookie. And this was way off center, you can see in the back. But he gets a 7, not bad, not bad. I'll take that. That's a pretty good grade for a 75 also. And for a Fred Lynn rookie, 75, nice. It was way off centered. I think I predicted a 6 on that because of the centering. But a 7 is sharp. The corners are super sharp. I gotta take a look at that set, my 75 set, more carefully, because I may have, man, if I could ever pull like a 10 out of there, I pulled a 9. All right, the other set here is a, this had like a print mark here somewhere, but this is the Jim Rice, a 6. Yeah, this was also off-centered, just like the Fred Lynn. Like I said, a lot of these are going to be off-centered. And this had a rough cut here. On this side, I had a rough cut, which I normally don't take away from it. A 6. I think the only one here, and the other thing with these cards is it's very, very tough to get them without fisheye. This has a little fisheye here on the Pepe Manuel card. And all of these do not have any fisheye at all. They're very, very, very clean all the way around, especially this. The Keith Hernandez at a 9. So anyway, a 7 and a 6. Not bad. Not bad. Now we're going to get to the, let's see here. These are 74s. So 74, 75, 74s. I sent in a few of these also. These, I didn't expect a lot, mainly around the 6s, hoping to get 7. These, again, I pulled out of packs 1974. These are this is the Reggie Jackson, and Reggie gets a 6. That's a good grade for Reggie. This was nicely centered. I was hoping to try to pull a 7 on some of these, but this is still a beautiful card, Reggie. 1974 Reggie in a 6. So as I go through some of those sets that I built back in the day, and they've been sitting in there, they haven't been touched, I pulled out some of the cards like this, and I pulled out the Bob Gibson also from the 74, and that gets a 7, nice. So I'm going through those boxes, and I'm just trying to kind of pull those stars back out and see, you know, a lot of these cards from the 70s, you know, they're awesome players, awesome cards, but if they don't grade 6 or higher, they're not really worth grading. But I think these are all undervalued. I think these cards from the 70s will be a little bit higher in the future. This is a 74, Bob Gibson, a 7. And that's a nice grade for a 74. And now we move on to the 70, oh, another 74. This is the Dave Winfield rookie. This is the last one that I graded from the 74s, and that's the Dave Winfield rookie, and Dave Winfield gets a 7. Good. Yeah, this again was a little bit off-centered, but it was still a beautiful card, sharp, just like it came out of the pack. When I took it out of the pack in 74, and I put it in the binder. And they were sitting in a binder, and then when I moved about 20 years ago, I took them out of the binders and I put them in penny sleeves and boxes. And that's where they've been. But that's a beautiful Dave Winfield rookie in a 7, nicely centered. So let's move on to the 73s. So the 73s, I graded 3 more of my 73 cards. And the first one is my Yaz, Carl Yastrzemski. These are also really, really tough to grade because the back, that black in the back corners, they turn white really easily with any little touches. So the Jastrzemski 73 gets a 7. Nice grade for a 73. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for these. 7, anywhere between 6 and 8. I was hoping that I could get an 8, but I'm happy with the 73 Yaz as a 7. That's a beautiful card, and it is beautifully centered. Trying to get some glare away there. But that's a nice card. In the batting cage there, you can see another player in the background. Catching there. Nice card in the 7. The Goose Gossage, this is rookie card. And that looked pretty good from the back. Maybe a little rough cut on the ends here, but the Goose gets a 6. Yeah, I guess the back maybe hurt a little bit because this was a sharp card. I thought this would definitely be a 7. Another nice card, nice picture there. Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a 7. Like I said, these are, I was hoping 6 and 7 on these. And then the last one I have here is the Pete Rose. And that also looked pretty clean to me. This was a little bit more off-centered, and the Pete Rose gets a 6. Okay. Still a nice card, Pete Rose. A 1973 and a 6. This is part of my set, so they'll go back into the box with the rest of the set. And okay, what do we got next? We're getting older as we go. This is the 1972, and oh, this is the Johnny Bench. Yeah, I sent this in because I just love this card. I thought I was going to get at least a 7 on that too, but it got a 6. It is off-centered some. But I just love this card. I thought it's a great card to display with his other bench cards. He's looking at that pop-up. It looks like the other player right behind him there. So it does have a little bit of a... No, I think it's fine. It looks pretty good. I thought it was going to be a 7. So that's the Johnny Bench in action. So we'll move on to the 1970s. So from 1970, I thought, I didn't get any 71s. I graded a lot of my 71s already, but I had not graded many 1970s, so I wanted to grade the Orlando Cepeda and a few of the other ones. This is one of the high number cards here. And again, I expected mid-range, 6 or 7s on these, and Orlando Cepeda gets a 6. That's pretty much what I thought. I was hoping for 7s on these, of course, but I just wanted to get them graded. These came from my collection. I've had these all my life, and just to kind of preserve them and be able to display them a little bit better because they've been sitting in boxes for such a long time. Here's the Lou Brock card. I did grade the rookie a long time ago and a few others, so I figured I'd grade this one too. And oh, he got a 5. That's disappointing. I thought I'd get at least a 6 or a 7 on this one. So that's a disappointment here on this one. It's a little off-centered. I don't know why, but hey, it's okay. Part of the set. Sparky Anderson. This one looked good, a little off-center, but it was so white and clean that I thought I'd get a good grade, but again, only a 5 on that. It's part of the Hall of Famers. I thought this card would get a 7. I was way off on this one. Maybe because it has a little thing on here somewhere, I don't know, but yeah, I thought I'd get at least a 7 on that. I wouldn't have sent it in. And the Jastrzemski, of course, I'm going to send the Yaz in no matter what grade. But 5.5, okay. Yeah, it was off-centered. Pretty much off-centered there, but it's Yaz from 1970, and as you see, I send another Yaz in. It's a great picture there. I like that card. In the background, you can see that's at Yankee Stadium back there, it looks like. Yep. Some players back there. Nice cards. I wanted to get them graded just to have them there for the future. And let's see. Now we're going to get to the older stuff. And we'll start with this. This one, I will tell you, was my biggest disappointment. I know the grade on this, and it sucked. 3.5. I was so disappointed with this. I really thought this could be a 6 or even a 7, but I really hoped for a 6 on this. So, you know, I didn't pay a lot for the card, but I really thought I'd get more than a 3.5. This is my #1 disappointment because I'm a big fan of Tion. It's his rookie card. It looked really nicely centered. The back even looked nice and clean. I know I had a little bit of a rough in the edges here, but I still thought that it would get hopefully a 6 because of the centering. 3.5. But you know what? It's like Adam from Vintage Sanctuary says, this is a VG plus, a very glorious plus Tion rookie. VG, very glorious, or very gorgeous. Whatever you want to call it, it's a gorgeous card. And I'll keep it. It's beautifully centered. These are the kind of cards that Dylan would love. Nicely centered, beautifully centered card. Display very well, even though it's a 3.5. Okay. Oh, this is the stand-up. This is the K-Line stand-up that I got at a card show here in Fort Lauderdale. I got this for like 20 bucks, and it wasn't great, but I still wanted to get it graded for my PC. So the K-Line 64 stand-ups, 3.5. Okay, I thought so. I mean, the corners were rough. I mean, it was a rough card. It only cost me 20 bucks, but as a 3.5, that's a pretty good increase in price there. That's a beautiful K-Line. I like the stand-ups. You know, it wasn't in great shape. It has like a little piece here that was kind of flipping up a little bit, and then the rough edges here. But it's still an K-Line stand-up. And I didn't have any other 64 stand-ups, so this is a good one to get. And 1962, I had graded most of my 62 cards, except for the Cepeda. This is the All-Star. And I wanted to grade the Cepeda also because it's Orlando. 5.5, okay. Yeah, it was off-centered. I knew it was off-centered. I was hoping for a 6, but 5.5 is nice. It's a beautiful card there. The corners are super sharp on that. On a lot of my 64s, the corners are sharp. It's the off-centering that takes it away, but it's a nice card of Cepeda. 5.5. Goes with my Cepeda collection. And Luis Aparicio, this is from my 59s. I graded some 59s here. And this was another disappointment. Even though I thought this, I didn't think this was gonna get a high grade. I got a 3 on it. I thought it was gonna be like a 5. I know it had some, I looked at it, you know, I'm just a fan of Aparicio, the Latin players. It had a rough corner here. See that? It had a rough corner. But really, I mean, it didn't have the sharpest corners, but I really thought because the centering was nice, I thought that would get like a 5. So that was my second disappointment of a 3. In the back, that was the rough corner there. And then the Eddie Matthews, I was disappointed with my 59s. That's a disappointment, and this one, as you're gonna see now, authentic erased. I don't know how that is. I've had this card for about 30 years. I didn't erase anything here. 59 Eddie Matthews, authentic erased. Somewhere somebody erased something, maybe in the back. to tell you on this one. So this one was a waste. I lost 15 bucks on this one for the grading fees because authentic erased. That's not a good thing. I don't know, I can't find it unless there's something here. I'm telling you, it looked pretty good to me when I looked at it. I thought that was gonna get at least a 5. See something there. I don't know, I'm gonna move on with that one. Disappointed on both of my 59s, even though I've graded a lot of 59s, and I've got some big hits on the 59. Remember, I did get my Bob Gibson 59 was the big one. It came out as an 8, and I graded that one. And then this is a Ernie Banks, and the Ernie Banks, a 4.5. Okay, so this is the last 59 I graded. I graded these 3 here. This one's good. I knew it was gonna be off-centered. I was hoping to get a 5 on this because it definitely is way off-center top to bottom and a little side to side. But a 4.5, you know, this was beautiful card, nice and clean card. I hate when they give me the half grades. I would have liked a 5 on that. But it's still a really nice card. And I love the back of these 59s with the little cartoon in the back and the eagle here and stuff. So 4.5 for the Banks. And down to the end of my grading. It's been a long video here. At the end, my only football card was this Y.A. Tittle from 1959, 5.5. Again, I was hoping for a 6 at least on this from 59. So that's that. And these are the 2 big ones that I really wanted. These are the last 3. These are the 2 big ones. These are 2 that I got at the National. And I was hoping mid-grade for these. I was hoping to get 5s for these. And this is the Mini Minoso. And, you know, I showed these at the National. I bought them raw there. You know, I got a pretty good deal on them. And I'm hoping that they would get at least even if they graded a 3, I'd be okay for what I paid for them. But this came out of 5. So this really makes me happy. 5 is what I wanted. This had rough cut on there, so I was worried about that. But I knew SGC normally on vintage doesn't take away for the rough cuts. So I'll show you the card here. There's a nice card here. My 53 Minoso in a 5. See the corners pretty good here on that. Nice high appeal. It's got like a scratch on the seconds of the case there. Anyway, but that's the Minoso in a 5. Very nice. And then the other Minoso, which is the Minoso Rookie, I was hoping the same. I got it raw. Paid like a price of a 3. So hopefully the Minoso Rookie, 4.5, good, very nice. Again, I was hoping for a 5 on that. Oops, almost popped out the camera. Again, I was hoping for a 5, but I'll take that. 4.5 is very nice. And because that's all gonna go on my PC there with my Minosos. So 4.5 for the Minoso and a 5 for that Minoso. And my last and final one was Caramelo Deportivo. And these, I didn't expect anything, you know, more than a 1 on these. And this one gets authentic, minimum size, not met. And this is 45, 46 Caramelo Deportivo Dick Sizzler. Not a very expensive card, but these, you know, you're gonna find them in authentics or in 1. If you get a 2 for a Caramelo Deportivo, because these are really, really thin. I've shown them to you before, and I wanted just to get this Dick Sizzler because it's an American player and a Cuban card, and would have liked to get a 1, but it's authentic. So anyway, guys, that is the highlight. This is what really my biggest highlight of the grades were these here. This pays for the whole thing is Keith Hernandez right here in a 975. The Mark McGuire tops Tiffany in a 10. The Bo Jackson rookie tops Tiffany 87 in a 10. The Minoso in a 5, the 53, and the rookie Minoso in a 4.5. Those are pretty much the best cards that I got out of here, plus a few others. So thanks everyone for watching. You know, it's been an awesome time doing these videos. I really appreciate you guys, and I really enjoy it. So it's already been 35 minutes. I think I better get off the air here. So thanks everyone for watching. Everyone have an awesome day. This is Orlando from My Collector's Dream, and I'm gonna be on a live stream tonight. I'm gonna try to post this, so keep an eye open. I'll be on Cousins Collectibles, and I should be on there tonight. I don't know exactly what time. I think it's 9 o'clock. So be there or be square. Have an awesome day. Catch you on the next one. This is Orlando, Collector's Dream.